NHSQuickHelp, your Edinburgh link to healthcare and support. In the last 10 years, what you do when you're not feeling well has changed dramatically. It used to be that you phoned your GP, and if your GP wasn't there, there was a recorded message. And now you need to know when the GP is open, which is changing to evenings and weekends. You have to know about NHS24 and the out-of-hours service. And then there's two services which are financed by a definite amount, regardless of how many people phone in, nationally, and that's NHS Inform, which has a phone line, a web and an email, and then there's also pharmacies. And if you have noticed, in the last 10 years, pharmacists have received money to have private consultation areas, so they're paid fees to do that. And in Lothian, in Edinburgh, we want more people to use those services. And there's also the minor injuries clinic, which a lot of people don't know about. And it's open from 8 in the morning till 9 at night. And then in terms of accident and emergency, a lot of people don't know what to do with young adolescent children. Do you take them to sick kids, or do you take them to the Royal? So we know a lot about this information, and we know that a lot of people don't have an overview of it, and that they don't know sometimes the details of the individual services. So we have a placemat about it, but we wanted an app, and that's what's been created is a web page which works fine can be viewed well on the phone. We've created a poster. You'll see one up there, and we'll put one up at this side as well, with a QR code on it. And there's a QR code on each of your table if you want to have a look at it. And I'll hand you over to how it's been developed.
So we've started off with, we've got a poster here as kind of part of our poster campaign. It's got a group of people that are standing, waiting in line to go into the emergency room, and each one saying what their illness is or what their problem is. And the main part is a lot of them don't need to be there. A lot of them could be going to some other service. If you click on one of them, you'll go into the main app itself, which I'm saying it's an app, it's just a web page. It's been built using Skeleton, responsive, very lightweight web page, so it'll work nice, look nice on a large screen as well as on a phone or other mobile device. The main purpose of this is it puts all the information on one page, what your different services are. At the moment, it's very lightweight. It's just HTML. We could add things in the future for getting it to automatically work out what services are in your local area, what ones are open at the moment, based on time of day and the linking in with the other databases. We didn't have time to work on that, but that's sort of future work. The other thing is it's quite a limited number of services on the page at the moment. Speaking to different groups around here today, we found that there are many other services, such for back pain or mental health, sexual health. So we'd add those services on it. And so the idea is this would be one-stop shop for here's what you can use in NHS Lothian, and so you could go to the correct place to start off with, rather than having to hold up other people's times. I think I'm probably out of time now anyway, so.
Sorry, in terms of how it would work then, if I was a patient and I thought, right, I've got sore toe, who do I see? How does it work? Where do you put your question, and how does it?
So it's actually for putting in questions as such. Yeah. You go to the main page and it says, here's what is available.
Okay.
So it can mention about GP, and then you can, if you click on the GP, it would highlight, click on the GP, it would go to and highlight what the GP services are.
So all that comes up on your phone is those choices that you have.
Okay.
And there's a small line with each, and then it takes you into more detail. And the poster that launches it, there'll be two ways in which people are educated. One is that all health and social care and staff in the third sector will be taken through to be able to know what's in it and an overview. But this poster campaign, when people click on each of these, it's educational about taking people away from A&E and taking them into these other services, which is a big issue at the moment. So we've got two ways in which we'll link people in, one face-to-face and bringing it alive, and the other through this poster.
The thing that surprised me was a lot of this information is on different websites like NHS24. It's not all in one place, so you'll have a section on pharmacies hidden away under one small section. You'll have another bit on what NHS24 does. Again, but they're not in, next to each other, so you can kind of compare and decide, I want this service.
There's not a sort of coat hanger of them, and then people getting to know what they are.
What are the probabilities of this sending somebody to the wrong service? Or will somebody read this and go, oh, all right, I'm not bad enough for A&E, maybe I just need to wait for GPs to open or make a phone call?
I suppose that can happen anyway at the moment. This is kind of giving you education to say, these are the cases where you would want to go to A&E.
I mean, the big
there's no reason you couldn't already,
yes.
There's no reason someone wouldn't already.
The emergency one is both accentuated and people are encouraged to go elsewhere. But, if this is life-threatening, that is very clear and taken in. And the poster says that the stroke person should have been at the front. Okay.
Just in terms of thinking about this website being up to date, because that's obviously the challenge, and we all face that things change and we don't know if they've changed or not. So your website, you would keep up to date, and all the links to that, they would individually keep up to date. So you would be responsible for updating other people's information they feed into your website for the links.
It's less than 20 links.
Yeah, the web page is pretty much all you can see here. It's just a quick overview rather than going into huge details.
Okay, and that's it, I'm afraid.